Stay with Christy. This is not a Mike Tyson movie, and it's not a two-pack movie.
Now tell me about yourself. Jesse here says that you fight in all pink.
I'm from West Virginia.
What's that got to do with pink?
Nothing, sir. I'm just telling you about myself.
We'd seen this film called Reality that she made. It's a very small film. She's absolutely wonderful in it. And I think that was the moment that you sort of felt like, oh, okay, Sydney's definitely got the acting chops here. And then the physical stuff, it's always a bit of an unknown, but she...
It's just I mean, when you see the acting chops and you go, okay, I know that it can be done. It's just, will she do it? You know, and then I met with her within 5 minutes of talking to her, and I went, oh, she's gonna do it. She wants this, she's hungry for this. She's gonna do the work. She's gonna put on the weight, put on the muscle, do the training. And yeah, that stuff was important. I mean, Sydney and Christy have kind of different builds, but they, you know, Christy Martin fought a little bit like Tyson, you know, she was all like, she had a really like low center of gravity. It was all centrifugal power. And so Sydney needed to, she needed to create that physique and also just do the training. To learn to fight like Christy, and Christy didn't fight like everybody else, but she did it. Ben Foster is an actor who, everything you watch him do has detail in it. You know, it's just one of those things I love. Actors that separates the greats from the goods is it's just detail that feels
Encumbered?
Well, unpremeditated, you know?
Yeah,
it's just
organic.
Someone actually losing themselves in something.
Yeah, he does that beautifully. It's amazing to watch, and he has a lot of variation and a lot of detail in his work. I think it's a really difficult role, and I think he's done an amazing job.
It's a really difficult role to cast. I mean, obviously there's the real person that there's enough kind of documentary material to work from, but he needs to be, he's like the villain of the piece, but he also needs to have an understandable emotional life, and needs to be, it can't be so villainous as to, you know, you need to understand why Christy married this guy at all. I mean, even though it is kind of, still doesn't really make sense, you can see the ways in which he nurtured her.
Want to lose your trainer, your career, all of it?
Honey, you are like family to me. I am worried about you.
Weirdly, I hadn't heard, like so many people it seems, hadn't heard Christy's story, weirdly, given how unbelievable it is. And there was just a moment there where it was put in front of me. I had a Zoom with Christy about adapting her life into a film. Strangely, it went away and then came up again at Anonymous Content with Kerry Roberts, who I already knew. So she just called me straight away and said, I know you'd already been talking to Christy. Do you want to do this together? And there was something it was like what I had come to learn about Christy, based on Laura Brownson's amazing Netflix documentary and just conversations with Christy, was that there was a perfect vehicle there for a thing I was kind of wanting to do, which is make a movie about a wild woman, you know, a woman with a wild personality. But then also what this story presented itself as one that could be very important as well, you know, an exploration of a particular kind of relationship, that relationship with her husband that is so dangerous and so common around the world that I went, oh, this feels like there's just so much stuff to do here. And then Mirrah came in and started writing, and
yeah, it was Kerry's idea for us to work together on it, and we'd never done that officially before, and we were both kind of a little nervous about how that might play out. But Yeah, I was the same. I wasn't familiar with Christy's story and just felt really like I wanted to be a part of the process, and it was seamless, and we're still together, so that's good.
Oh, Christy. You sound crazy.
If you leave me, I'll kill you.
We started at the very beginning, which was conversations with Christy, so really getting to know her, getting a sense of, I'd read the book and we'd seen the documentary and I'd read whatever I could. There's a lot of stuff online about Christy and her life, but I kind of wanted to hear all of that from the horse's mouth, and so we spent long hours over Zoom, and then I went to Florida to meet with Christy. We went to some fights together. We just kind of hung out, and as we were hanging out, we would talk a lot, and I'd ask specifically about various points in her life, and then sort of gathered all of that research material to try and figure out a timeline that felt like the right timeline for the film, and it was born out of that. But Christy was the kind of origin of that, our conversations with Christy about her life, and a couple of the other characters in the film, but mainly Christy.
Christy's timeline, in a way, was both simple and challenging, and that it was clear to us, I think, that it needed to start at the very beginning. Unlike most movies about mailboxes, they usually seem to start when they're already boxes, and it's just, you pick them up at a point in their career. Whereas because Christy was such a pioneer, there really wasn't a thing as we know it today of women's boxing back when she, it's just like her. It felt like you need to see her crawl out of the swamp, and then obviously where her life led meant, okay, the beginning and the end are kind of clear. What the challenge was in taking an enormous amount of stuff that happened in her 20-year career. She was there, she fought on the night that Tyson bit Holyfield's ear off. She fought on the night Tupac Shakur got shot. She was everywhere, and finding just those pieces that.
It was so tempting to deviate from Christy's story to the wider kind of like important historical boxing moments. It was like, a lot of that stuff actually was written into the first drafts of the script and then was stripped out because we realised that we needed to, A, be economical, but B, really stay with Christy. This is not a Mike Tyson movie, and it's not a Tupac movie. And so while it might have felt counterintuitive because these felt like really big historical moments, it wasn't our film. We had to keep an eye on the prize, which was that this is a film about Christy, which pivots partway through into being a very personal story. So we had a lot to fit into a small space of time.